Yes, children, now we take up your reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is very, very essential for a child, but he doesn't read. So he doesn't comprehend in his examination. The unseen passage is like Greek to him in his first reading, and then he starts hunting for answers from this paragraph or that paragraph, and then does manage to pick out few answers. But this reading comprehension is the only place where the child scores maximum marks and his percentage shoots up from this area. So when you know that this is going to be your forte, why not work in that direction? Why not practice sufficient unseen passages also? Don't ever think that it's going to be an unseen passage. Why must you practice? No, don't think in that direction. When you practice unseen passages, what happens is you improve your comprehending power. You improve your reading skills. Your speed increases. Your power of picking answer increases. So you will automatically be able to solve that unseen passage without much difficulty. Now, reading section comprises of the unseen passages to be comprehended by the students. Comprehended means to comprehend, to receive. Comprehension implies a thorough understanding of a given passage consisting of one or more paragraphs. Generally, it's more than 3 to 4 paragraphs. It is meant to test the intelligence of the students and their way of expressing their thoughts independently about the passage in a short, simple and precise manner. The types of passages that are going to be asked in your Term 2 board examination. Now, in order to test the students' reading skill, 2 types of passages have been included in your syllabus. These are, type 1 is factual, descriptive or literary passage. The word limit is specified, it is 300 to 350 words. The second passage, the type 1 passages may be factual, descriptive or literary. These may contain facts, data, one's emotions, multiple choice questions based on one unseen passage to assess comprehension, interpretation, inference and vocabulary will be asked. 8 out of 10 questions are to be done. 8 are to be done. Then the second one. The second is your case-based factual passage. That again, the word limit is specified, 350 to 400. These are factual passages with verbal, visual inputs like statistical data, charts, newspaper report, etc. 6 out of 8 questions are to be done. Next we move on to is how to score maximum marks in reading section. Before you start answering the questions, you must read the passage carefully and then try to find out the answer from the passage by focusing on only what is required in your answer. You must read all the options carefully. See, there's one thing which I'd like to share with you is, children sometimes out of the examination hall when they come out after giving their exam, they happen to say, ma'am, the paper was very lengthy. The unseen passages were very lengthy. Nothing is lengthy. Everything is very clearly specified by the CBSE. They're telling you these are the 2 passages. They are also telling you the length of the passage. They're telling you that first passage is going to be from 300 to 350, second one 350 to 400. They're giving you the word limit. They're giving you these are the number of questions. Out of these, you have to do these many. So where is the problem? Why is it that some people walk out saying that I missed out this or I missed out, it was lengthy? It's because you did not manage your time well. You did not have sufficient practice, or you got stuck up at a certain question, or you spent so much of time at one particular question that you lost time for the other questions. Now, how to solve comprehension passages? Read the passage thoroughly but quickly. The relevant details should be focused on. Read the questions carefully so as to provide an appropriate answer. To answer the correct option in multiple choice questions, go through all the options. Read the passage again so as to get the correct answer. Now there's a solved passage. I'll quickly read out the passage. You will be attentive and you will read it along with me and try and grasp it, and then we'll solve it together. A bookshop is not something you find in every street or area these days. Books, which were once a permanent accompaniment for youngsters in their formative years, are fading out of their list of engagements. Ask any youngster which is the latest book he has read, and he will be baffled, confused. Apart from a few consistent readers, others just befool themselves with the bookseller's name or lament the curriculum load for justifying themselves, like this 17-year-old school-goer who says, I just read my physics book. Television has been blamed for this calamitous situation, which is producing square-faced people and a bookless society. Furthermore, today's children are under pressure to be smart and popular and to succeed on a social level. Parties, dancing, and hanging out at different places begin early. Moreover, computers, video games, the internet, swimming lessons, cricket, and a youngster's passion for an hour-long tete-a-tete on the telephone with friends eat up all their leisure time. A child who is constantly under pressure to live up to his parents' expectations, which are at times unreasonable, does not like to throw himself into another set of books after the laborious schoolwork, unless he comes from a family of readers where the engrossing work of Shakespeare and Dickens are just a matter of pulling them out from the shelves. Many parents also believe that today's children have become more aware and demand logical reasoning for everything. They can no longer be fooled by fairy tales or animal stories, as they have not seen any fairies or animals except for those old and tired ones in the city zoo. This has made them more interested in movies or TV serials than a turtle talking to a rabbit or a frog changing into a prince. But a visit to the capital's leading bookstores presents a contrasting picture of youngsters' reading habits. These bookshops claim they are doing healthy business and have many regular buyers from this age group. Though the works of Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, Jane Austen, and Mark Twain no longer interest teenagers, bestsellers from Daniel Steele, Sidney Sheldon, and Jeffrey Archer are on the list of all reading teens. Self-help books such as those on personality development or relationship management are also picked up by many of them. Mystery books like Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys are popular with kids, and Mills and Boons are other romance novels with their fairy with a fairly predictable formula with teenage girls. For parents of children below 10, volumes of Panchatantra stories, Amar Chitra Katha and other bedtime stories are worthy purchases as they teach the child what is wrong in their own special way. What seems to be the case is that parents have surrendered to others what was their most precious right, that of making their children what they should become. With the old technique of child rearing losing ground, modern parents must consciously spend time with their children. Taste and enthusiasm for literature can be communicated artfully to children by reading bedtime stories to them, encouraging them to play historical characters, and giving books as birthday gifts. The family reading, which was once popular in the West, could well be adopted here. Reading aloud the works of great men by parents to their children not only forms a warm bond between them, but also attracts young minds to the world of books, which gives them a chance to explore the sea of life. Now we go through the question. There's another option. It's better if you see the right way is go through the passage, understand the whole story. Our purpose is to solve the question answers and to solve them quickly because we have other sections also to attempt. On the basis of your reading of the passage given above, answer any 8 of the following questions by choosing the most appropriate option. Choose the option that takes away the teenagers from reading good books. Now remember one thing, we have to stick to the passage, not to your particular taste. Maybe you have another reason, but we are talking about the passage. No? So if we look back into the passage, it was right in the beginning, what takes teenagers away from reading good books is television. For you it may be mobile phone, for you it may be some other thing, but we are not talking about the actual things now. We are talking about what is given in the passage. So your answer must be based on your passage. Which of the following is true according to the given information in the passage? We are talking which is true according to the given. Macbeth is a mystery book. Panchatantra is a fairy tale. Nancy Drew is a mystery book. Very clearly mentioned here. Nancy Drew is a mysterious book. We are going back into the passage, we are looking back into the passage, and we are quickly finding out and quickly taking up the right answer. Though the works of Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, Jane Austen and Mark Twain no longer interest teenagers, whose book is popular among teenagers? Again, I'm telling you, you may be fond of Paulo Coelho or you may be fond of the others, but we are not talking about all this. We are talking about your particular, we are talking about the passage. Now, according to the passage, there was this Daniel Steele, Sidney Sheldon, and there was one more. So, Sidney Sheldon. What of the following activity was popular in the West? It's towards the last paragraph it was written. You need not go through the whole passage. If you've read the passage carefully, even if you have to look back into the passage, you don't have to go back right from the beginning. You'll remember something, this was somewhere in the last paragraph. So maybe you'll just quickly go through those lines and you'll be able to pick out the answer. So, what was the most popular activity in the West? It was family reading. Parents have surrendered their most precious right, which is what? Making the most of their child. They've surrendered this right. No? So, choose the option that does make the bond between the parents and the children strong. Reading aloud the works of great men. I mean, cracking jokes to make them laugh, reading fairy tales at night, listening to their stories. No. Very, very clearly it's mentioned what makes the bond strong between the parents and their children is reading aloud works of great men. Based on information given in the passage, select the option that describes the cause of children ignoring books. See, again I'm telling you, we are sticking to what is given to us in the passage. No? They find them uninteresting, they are more addicted to online study, they lament the curriculum load, they don't have patience to maintain books. All the reason may be actually correct, may be practically correct, but what are we finding out? We are finding out the answer from the passage, and in the passage it was mentioned very clearly, they lament the curriculum load. There was nothing mentioned in the passage about online classes. Based on your understanding of the passage, choose the option that lists the correct sequence of the statements. Mystery books like Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys are popular with kids. Are they popular with kids? Television has been blamed for this calamitous situation. The family reading, which was once popular in the West, could well be adopted here. A bookshop is something you find in every street or area these days. No? Now see, pick up either the first one or the last one. Now if we go back to our passage, it was right in the beginning, it started off with this. A bookshop is not something you find in every street or corner. Our passage begins with this line. So that means this is the fourth one. So that means now we have to choose from these two. Now we are left to choose from these two, right? Okay. Then there was, now then maybe you might just have to quickly go back. We just need one, the second one, both are carrying second. Now both have these same options. It's 4-2. Television has been blamed for this calamitous situation, and then the mystery books like Nancy Drew, and then the family reading, which was once popular in the West, has been. So now see, now what happens is, now both the answers are here. Even A is carrying the same sequence, C is also carrying the same sequence. Now what to do in such a situation? It happens, it happened in term 1 exam also in one of the subjects. So what you need to do is, you need not worry about it. You tick up any of the point and you will get the benefit. But if you leave the question unattempted, then you will not get marks. Give your opinion on how can books be our best friends. They make us broad-minded, they sharpen our brains, they teach us different things. So, all of these. Which word does not mean the same as temporary? Now they are asking you which word does not mean the same as temporary. Fading is something which fades away, it's temporary. Accompaniment, formative, so which does not mean temporary. It is obviously, it is, they talk about permanent, no? So, now these were your 10 questions. Out of 10, you had to take up 8 questions, right? Okay, fine. So you had to do it in a quick succession. quickly attempt them. Out of 10, any 8, right? Thank you so much.